Vulnerability is a misunderstood term, and it's vital for you to understand what it is I talk about when I'm talking about vulnerability and how it's an asset for you as a business owner. One of the key things that I look for when I'm recruiting staff is their capacity to know their limits and their ability to not only recognize their limits, but to know when to ask for help and when to ask questions. Now, apply that philosophy to the business ownership role, and it is equally valid. You need to know your limits, and you need to know when to ask for help and when to ask and who to ask questions of. Vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is at the very core of the human experience. Vulnerability means being open and being aware. It means knowing where your boundaries are. It means being without the armor that keeps people and life and, let's face it, growth at arm's length. If you're not vulnerable to, in other words, open to the difficult experiences in your business ownership journey, you're not going to take on board and grow from those opportunities that adversity bring. So think about a super stressful time in your business life. Think about a time when you've been so stressed, you've wondered why the hell you ever went into this in the first place. It might be staffing issues. It might be finances. It might be pressure from outside sources. It might be any number of things. Here's what I want you to do the next time adversity strikes. Instead of building up a wall of barriers around you, building up a wall of defenses, a wall of armor that keeps everyone and everything at arm's length, I want you to take a moment. First of all, breathe. This will pass. Recognize the transience of the situation that you're in. Recognize how it's pushing your buttons. Acknowledge that. But then here's the trick. Here's what I really want you to do. I want you to do some writing around how this is impacting you. Because I swear to you, in 12 months' time, maybe sooner, in 6 months' time, in 3 months' time, I don't know, next week, you will look back and go, wow, I learned so much from going through that experience. Now, if you go through adversity with vulnerability, it doesn't mean that you are rolling over and letting it drown you. It means that you are allowing growth, you are allowing learning, and you are allowing help seeking to be part of the picture for you. So vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is not oversharing your dirty laundry. Vulnerability is openness to growth. And when you look at it from that perspective, you can see how it's a strength for your business, right? The trick is how. How do we let go of the armor? How do we let all of those defenses fall away and still feel like we're in control? It takes a bit of practice, it takes a bit of experience, and it takes a little bit of trust. And this is my second key point. Trust. So I've talked recently about acceptance. If you can accept that the difficulty you're in is what it is for now, and accept that there are some elements to your stressful situation that you are in control of, and some elements that you're not in control of, then you can put your energies into the bits that you are able to change, you are able to affect the outcome of. And then trust. Trust that you'll learn something beneficial from this experience. Trust that you have the capacity to tolerate this. Trust that this will be over eventually, whatever this stressor is. And trust that there are people who've walked this path before who can help you and support you. So, openness to learning and growth, trusting that you can do this, trust in yourself, but also trust in the mentors and the coaches and the therapists and whoever it is you need to bring on board to assist you to get through this period of adversity. These are skills, these are courageous actions in your business ownership journey. It takes courage to be vulnerable. It takes sheer guts to ask for help. So the next time anybody infers to you that vulnerability is a weakness, that talking about difficult experiences is showing weakness, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the courage it takes to be vulnerable, the courage it takes to open up to somebody who can help you in your business ownership journey. Because you don't need to carry that burden alone. You don't need to, there's no prize for going completely solo. There's no prize for taking the hard road. There's no prize for not asking for help. So the strength that you get from learning from adversity will make it easier the next time. So the strength and the courage you show by asking for help, getting support, learning from others, all of that stuff makes it easier the next time. This is why vulnerability, the openness to growth through adversity, the openness to learning from a difficult situation, the openness to asking for help and trusting in yourself. All of these things are incredible strengths for you as a business owner. Go away, think about that. Maybe do some journaling or some writing on what that means to you. And I want to know, when I mention vulnerability as a strength, what does that trigger for you? Maybe think about that. Why is that such a trigger for you? Maybe that's something for you to be learning through and growing from. Have a great day.